I'm Amy, and this is my Chapter 16 video summary. This chapter specifically talks about managing workplace safety and health. So it talks about how in 2011, 3 million people were injured on the job. And in 2012 alone, 4,383 workers died. So this just shows that workplace safety is not looked at as it should be. A lot of people don't look into how unsafe their environment is that they work in. So the main key of this chapter is basically workers' compensation. So the main goal of the system is to provide compensation to workers who suffer job-related injuries or illnesses. So if you get injured on the job, drop something on your foot and break your toe, knock yourself unconscious or something, this compensation helps you make up for the pay that you're losing. So it talks about the Occupational Safety and Health Act, which is also known as OSHA. Some of the provisions of this include to provide a safe and healthy work environment, to comply with specific occupational safety and health standards, to keep records of occupational injuries and illnesses. So these safety standards are enforced through a system of inspections, citations, fines, and criminal penalties. So some of the most significant safety, health, and behavioral issues for employees are AIDS, violence in the workplace, cumulative trauma disorders, fetal protection, hazardous chemicals, and genetic testing. An example that I have talking about workplace safety and health, I used to be a manager at Wendy's back home, and in order to get my certification, I needed to take a really big test. It was basically determined whether I got my certification or not. It was all about food safety, which is a little bit different than what this chapter talks about, but this just goes to show that a lot of companies, no matter what it is, has to manage your safety and health. This test that I took I had to know the safe temperatures of every food item in the store. I had to know there were certain objects, like food objects were not allowed to be within, I think it was 6 inches of the floor. You had to have food items so far off the floor, you could not have them stored for such amount of time or anything. So there's a lot of regulations that go into play to keeping a workplace safe and healthy, not just for customers, but also for the workers as well. And I think that's a big key to this chapter, is that managers really do look into that, whether people don't see it or not. There's a lot of standards that managers need to keep up with in order to make sure the workplace is safe and healthy. Thank you.